delighted to be here today at the Agri-Food Regulator's inaugural conference. It's so exciting. We have a very diverse audience, so really looking forward to all the discussions today about how we can all add to actions in terms of this journey towards increased fairness and transparency. We're very honoured to have Mr. Mark White. He is the Grocery Codes Adjudicator in the UK. Supplier surveys are very, very important to the Grocery Codes Adjudicator in terms of receiving feedback from suppliers. The Agri-Food Regulator took inspiration as to what was happening in the UK and modified for our context.
I was listening to Mark White talk about the UK Grocery Code. One of the things that occurred to me is interesting how they now monitor all of the different types of non-compliance. Bringing that to the attention of the boards of those various businesses looks to me like a way to eliminate those practices and improve best practice over time.
There was huge interest in what Patricia Rialálaí had to say, given particularly her role as agricultural advisor to President von der Leyen. You know, from an agricultural point of view here in Ireland, you don't get much more important than the advisor on agricultural matters to the President of the EU Commission.
I thought it was interesting to get a European Commission perspective. I think the Irish agri-food sector is predominantly an export-oriented sector, and our market, a lot of it is in the European Union, so what happens at a European level is very important.
We're going to follow up with a discussion on the EU perspective on fairness and transparency, obviously of huge significance to the regulator and to all the businesses along the supply chain.
There was a couple of interesting reflections that I would take away from it, particularly in terms of the usefulness and importance of data when we consider measures and we consider reforms. Maria spoke to the issue of deconstruction of data on meat exports so that it ensures comparability, and Kevin in particular was talking about production costs and variation within sectors and across member states. It's not a simple process to actually make something useful out of the information that we have, and if we're going to have evidence-based measures in this area, we need that to be accurate and comparable, both to drive the initiatives but also to measure the progress.
What we want to do is bring more fairness and transparency into the food supply chain, and any chain is only as strong as its weakest link. That's why we were absolutely delighted here today to have every link of that chain represented.
Go to and I organise conferences like this, and this was really unusual in that we had an amazing mix of participants. We had lots of lawyers, food industry representatives, we had farming representatives, we had diplomats, we had people like me, we had academics.
My point of view, it was really interesting to see all the elements of the supply chain. So very often I will be at conferences that will have a sectoral focus. So in this one we had all of the sectors and also all of the parts of the supply chain.
Every link was represented here today at a high level, and that showed to us the level of interest that's in what we're doing. It also showed to us the acknowledgement of those various links for the need to have a properly functioning agri-food regulator. We're delighted that so many people were present and that they showed that interest in the work that we're doing.